Hello, everyone. My name is Holly, and I'm from Idaho, where it is 11 p.m. on Tuesday evening. and during this hour, we will be reading an article and discussing terminology regarding office speak. So, different words that are used in the office. Hello, Cornell. How are you this morning?
Hi, Holly and hi class. I'm fine, thank you. I was very busy the last 2 days, so I
Have you?
I couldn't take part in some verbing lessons.
And so you're back now. Well, welcome back.
Yeah.
So awesome. And how's the boy?
Uh, Everything is running well with him. He's
Uh-huh.
having breakfast at the moment.
Okay. All right. Good morning, Jorgen. How are you this morning?
Good morning. I'm fine, thank you.
Excellent. All right. And good evening, Carlos. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Holly. How are you?
Oh, pretty good. And doing quite well, actually. So this is kind of my Friday. Tomorrow I have a complete day off, which is always very nice. So, all right. And Vienna, are you able to speak? Vienna. Okay. If you were to hear me, we are not able to hear you. So it sounds like there's an internet issue there. So, hi, is it Ayara? Hello, Ayara? Ayara? Okay, Ayara, if you are us, hear me speak, I'm able to hear you. So there must be an internet issue or something. Okay. Hello, Anna Christina. How are you?
Excellent, thank you. And you, teacher?
Good. Doing well. Doing well. It's my Friday today, so it's always really nice on a Friday. So,
Why you from
and hello, is
today?
that Nada? I teach on the weekends and I take a day off in the middle of the week. So tomorrow is my Saturday. so so
Great.
anyway, yeah. So hello, Nada. Good evening.
Hi, good
Are you able
evening.
to? Nice to see you again. All
Nice.
right. Did you understand the message I sent you?
What?
I'll talk to you later. I'll talk to you later.
Oh,
Um, all right, excellent. Vienna. Okay, Vienna cannot hear. Ayara, can you speak? Hello, Ayara. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and start, everyone. We have Nada here from Saudi Arabia, but she's living in the States in Texas. Cornell Guri, Jorgen from Denmark. Carlos from Mexico. Ana Cristina from Colombia, and then Vienna is from Honduras, I believe. Vienna, can you speak yet? And then Ayara, I don't know yet. Ayara, are you able to speak? One at the end and one at the beginning. Sorry. Denmark? I didn't say Denmark, Jorgen. What did I
Yes, no.
say?
I think you said Denmark.
Did say where you're from?
I think you said Denmark. I'm from Denmark.
Okay. I hoped I said Denmark. Yeah. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So office speak. What we're going to do in this lesson is we are going to bear with me a moment. We are going to look at some vocabulary words, predict some answers. Then we are going to read an article about office speak, which is basically office lingo and different things that people might actually say in an office. So, Vienna, can you speak yet? Is that you, Vienna? Okay, no. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So let's look at some key words here. Let's match the words on the top of the screen with the definitions here. The words we have are admiration, cliche, coin, or it's to coin, it's a verb, to impact, jargon, and then parody, proliferation, scribble, sedentary, and tiresome. So these are the words that we would look at. So are there any of these words that are unfamiliar to you? Vienna, can you speak yet?
Proliferation is, I think you have to explain that for me.
Okay. Proliferation is, bear with me. Proliferation is not as common of a word as most of these words here are, and so let's see. So it's basically it means that it's something that spreads rapidly. And let's it's spread rapidly. It's not a word that I really am familiar with. It's hard for me to explain just because it's not a word I actually use. When I see it, I think of a pro-life movement. And I know that's not it. So but it's not that. Let's look at the definition here from Google. Bear with me a moment. Proliferation. This is a rapid increase in numbers, a continuing threat of nuclear proliferation, a rapid reproduction of a cell, a large number or something. Stress levels are high, forcing upon them a proliferation of ailments. So this is it's a noun, and it's basically where the numbers increase, an increase in numbers. Okay, thank you, Jorgen, for asking. Any other words?
Excuse me?
Uh-huh.
What about cliche?
Okay, cliche. Cliche is it's a phrase that is commonly said all the time. All the time said, so much to the point that it's no longer original. So people, what is an example of a cliche? Let's see, cliche examples. Let's see. Something that people just say all the time that nobody thinks of. It's kind of a cliche would be for you guys as non-native speakers. A cliche actually would be an idiom. It's a type of idiom, but it's a very, very commonly used idiom. Is really what it really is. And so that's pretty much I guess the best example is it's just an idiom that is commonly used. So, all right. Any other words? So cliche, proliferation, jargon. Okay, this one is easier for me to explain. Yay! Thank you. Jargon is basically terminology and words in a language that is specific to one job or industry. So if you work in the telecommunication industry, there will be words that only people in your industry or your company know. And it's the same in English teaching. Pretty much in every job I've ever had, there is jargon in that company. So it's like their own private language in some respects. So for example, if you work in IT, there's a lot of words that are what do you call it? If you work in IT, there's a lot of words and phrases that regular people, normal people don't know. Only people in IT, and that would be around the world. They would all know the same jargon. So any other words?
What about sedentary?
Okay, sedentary. That is for those of us who do opposite. Those of us who do office jobs, we spend all day on our sitting down. So if you have a sedentary job, you are sitting down all the time.
Okay.
As opposed to somebody who is up and moving around, so you're sedentary.
Holly has a sedentary job as well.
Yeah, I have a sedentary job, definitely. So, but I could actually stand up on my job because you guys aren't seeing me, so. But I don't. Okay, any other words?
Tiresome means boring.
Yeah, it's boring, but it's not just boring. You get frustrated. If something is tiresome, you get really frustrated. If somebody does the same thing every day, and you're like, oh, but it just be quiet, that kind of thing.
Irritated.
Yes, it's boring and irritating.
Okay.
Exactly. All right. Any other words? Okay. Now, this word is a verb. To coin. To coin is a verb. Does anybody, as a noun, I think everybody knows what coin is, because it's. That's fairly easy. But did anybody know what to coin means as a verb? Any idea?
Maybe to coin a phrase.
Yeah. It's exactly what it means. So if you are, and who said that? Was that you, Carlos?
Yes.
Okay. Because you sounded like you were in a tunnel. I just wanted to let you know. But if you coin a phrase, for example, to coin means to coin a phrase. So say, for example, you start saying a phrase, and all of a sudden, your friends start saying that phrase, and then your colleagues and their families, and all of a sudden you find it on the internet, and this phrase that you coined is all over the world now. Somebody had to have started all these idioms and phrases that we have, so that's basically what it means to coin, to start something. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and match these. Let's start with number 1. Vienna, can you speak yet? Okay. Ayara, can you speak yet? No. Okay. So let's start with Nada. Can you read number 1 and see if you can match that with the correct word?
Sorry, I log in from my mobile and it's too slowly.
Oh, okay. No worries.
Because my computer is. You mean the number 1?
Yeah.
Technical.
Yeah.
Technical or special words and phrases used by particular groups of people, especially in their work, usually disapproving.
Okay. So
maybe it's. Is it tiresome?
No, it's not tiresome. No. Mm.
I'm not sure. Jargon.
Jargon, yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Okay.
Okay. So jargon, perfect. So this is technical or special words and phrases used by particular groups of people, especially in their work. I don't understand what this usually disapproving means. I've always heard jargon as fairly positive, so that kind of confuses me why that is there. But all right, number 2, Cornell, could you read that one?
Of course, comment that is not original and not interesting because it is used so often. So often. It is a good question. I'm thinking of it. Admiration.
Admiration? No. It's something else. This is like a comment or an idiom that is not original and not interesting because it is used so often. So it's like an idiom.
Jargon.
No, jargon was used in the number 1.
Okay, I have no any guess.
No idea. No guesses. Does
Cliché.
anybody have any idea what this one would be?
Cliché.
Cliche, yes. Number 2 would be a cliche. So a cliche is something that is said so often nobody laughs anymore. It's no longer original. So okay, Jorgen, can you do number 3?
Yes. Oops. Sorry, that was a box that opened. Yes, number 3, boring or annoying. That is tiresome.
Yes, tiresome. Yeah, if something is tiresome, it's boring or annoying, you get really frustrated. Carlos, could you do number 4?
I think Carlos left.
Yeah, okay, he's maybe having internet problems. Anna Christina, how about you? Can you read number 4?
The effect that something has on a situation or person. The
Okay.
effect, maybe admiration.
No, admiration would be more like liking somebody, having great respect or approval.
Oh, impact.
Impact, yes. Impact, exactly. All right, and Iara, you are having issues with your microphone, and Vienna, you both are. Let me show you real quick. This is kind of funny looking at it this way, but if you see the settings bar, toolbar on the top right here, make sure that it is set with your microphone. Like I have a Logitech wireless, but I also go to my room. So that's how you can do that. Okay. That's a way to troubleshoot your microphone. So.
I think, hello?
Hello, Vienna. Awesome.
Yes.
Welcome. And Vienna from Honduras, right? Vienna, could you remind us where you are from?
I'm from Honduras.
Honduras, okay. I was right. I remembered. Yay! So, okay. All right. So, Vienna, can you read number 5 here?
Okay. Complete the plane. Yeah.
Yeah, number 5. Could you read that and complete this?
To invent a new word or expression.
Okay, so what word do you think that would be? To invent a new word or expression or phrase?
Parody.
No, it's not jargon. Jargon would be technical or special words used at work. I think you were busy getting your microphone set up. Does anybody know what this one would be? Anyone want to help Vienna?
Coin.
Okay, yes, to coin. To coin a phrase or to coin a word. Okay, excellent. Nada, can you do number 6?
Sure. To write something in a hurry and without taking care. It's scribble.
Yes, to scribble. Exactly. And then also what children do before they start coloring or before they start, when they'll take a pencil and they'll scribble until they're probably about 4 or 5 years old. So, Cornell, I think your son is probably scribbling right now, if he's allowed a pencil or a pen. Okay, what is that noise? What is that?
Excuse me?
Is that you, Cornell? What is it?
No,
Where's that noise?
No. I have no any background noise.
Okay, Nada, I'm gonna mute you. I don't know if that was you or Ayara. Is that you?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Welcome. Where are you from, Ayara?
Thank you. Finally, I'm from Brazil.
Brazil. Awesome.
Yeah,
Was I
it's my
saying your
first time here.
Awesome. Okay, that's why. Did I say your name right? Are you Ayara, or how do I pronounce your name?
Yes.
Oh, I
Ayara,
did it.
exactly.
Oh,
yeah.
awesome. Okay, that's great. Okay, so welcome.
Thank you.
Could you go ahead and read the number 7, Ayara?
Okay. Now, it's a noun, great respect and approval for someone. Admiration.
Admiration. Perfect.
Yes,
Great respect and
admiration.
approval. Perfect. All right. Carlos, welcome back. I was having problems like that earlier today. So, could you read number 8, Carlos? If you can read. If you're... Nope. Okay. Cornell, could you read number 8?
Yeah. The sudden and rapid spread of something. It is proliferation.
Proliferation, yes. Proliferation. Okay, and number 9, Jorgen, could you read that one?
Yes. Involving a lot of sitting and little exercise or physical activity that has to be sedentary.
Yes, sedentary. Okay, and then number 10, Ana Cristina, can you read that one?
A work of art, writing, music, films, which intentionally copies or exaggerates the style of someone famous or a particular situation for comic effect, parody.
Parody, yes. So there's a lot of parodies maybe about our government. I think that's the most common is political parodies, right? So, all right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to produce the answers. And Ayara, we are hearing you type. Can you go ahead and mute? Up on the top, there's a button that you press to mute your microphone. Can you do that? Make your microphone silent, because we're hearing every time you type, we're hearing it.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, so any background noise. Yeah, kind of everybody has to learn it, but the rule of thumb here is when you're not speaking, have your microphone muted, unless, if you have an external mute, that's fine as well. But, all right, so let's look at the following office cliches commonly used in Britain. Have you heard any of them? Let's match them to their correct meaning and read the article to check their answers. So we're just going to guess, you all, because these are more or less they're cliches, but they're also idioms. So we're going to guess and then check our answers, okay? So let's start. Vienna, can you do number 1? What do you think that would? I guess I'll go ahead and read these through one time so that everybody will have heard it. Number 1, we have think outside the box. 2, it's not rocket science. 3, let's touch base. 4, swallow the frog. 5, push the needle. And 6, shoot the puppy. And we have, on the other side, we have A, do the most unpleasant task first. B, it is not difficult to understand. C, let's keep in contact. D, look at things from a new perspective. E, make a brutal decision. And F, take things to the next level. So, Vienna, can you try to think outside the box? What do you think that one is?
Think outside the box, something that look at things from a new perspective.
Okay, look at things from a new perspective. Okay, we will check our answer after we read. It's not rocket science. Nada, what would you think that one is?
I think it's not difficult to understand.
Correct, it's not difficult to understand. I can tell you that one is correct. So let's touch base. Cornell.
Let's touch base. It belongs to. Let's keep in contact.
Let's keep in contact. I believe that is correct too. All three of those on the top are American English. Now, swallow the frog, push the needle, shoot the puppy. The only one on these three is in American English is push the needle. The other two is not. So, all right. So, swallow the frog. Jorgen, what do you think that would be?
I think that is do the most unpleasant task first.
Yeah, that sounds right to me, but we'll have to check. Push the needle. Anna Christina.
Push the needle. Maybe. Make a brutal decision.
Okay, make a brutal decision. Maybe. Okay. Ayara, what do you think the shoot the puppy means?
Take things to the next level.
Take things to the next level. Okay, so let's check our answers. I know I think we have 4 of them correct and 2 of them wrong. But of course, this is, you make a mistake, that's how you learn, right? So let's go ahead and read this and let's check what they mean, okay? So a guide to office speak. Few things are as irritating as the jargon of the modern workplace. But what do our everyday office catchphrases really mean, and where do they come from? So let's start with number 1. Ayara, can you read number 1? And what we're going to do is I will listen for any ways I can help you with pronunciation, and then everybody else will be looking at the words and writing down any words that they do not understand, okay? So
Okay.
Ayara, could you read the first paragraph?
Okay. It probably won't surprise you to learn that thinking outside the box has just been voted the most overused business cliché in the country, according to a poll sponsored by gaming company Ubisoft. Apparently, thinking outside the box, which refers to look at things from a new perspective without preconceptions, was invented by some suit in the Walt Disney Organization years ago. Tiresomely enough, it's even now being used by apparently serious office workers, not less as a slogan but the Wealth Development Agency.
Okay, thank you. Okay, you were doing very good at your pronunciation. Towards the end, there was a couple words that you can practice a little bit better. You would say serious office, so office, and instead of office, and then also least, not least as a slogan by the Wealth still instead of left, least.
Least. I said
Yeah.
left. Okay.
You said less, least. Right, very
Okay.
good, Ayara.
Thank
All right. Anna Christina, can you read number 2?
In fact, next time you are on a British Airways flight, look out for WDA ads, little ads during the in-flight movie program. In Wales, thinking outside the box comes naturally. Say the voice over although the organization's thinking is obviously not sufficiently outside the box enough for them to avoid using the cliché "think outside the box."
Okay, thank you. Keep in mind, remember, when we have the word say, when it's s, it's say, and then it's also says. So when you have the s here, it changes the pronunciation to says. Says, yeah. Okay, all right. So number 3, Jorgen, can you read that one?
Anyway, you may agree with the poll's verdict, or you may disagree, having your own least favorite bit of business jargon. After all, there's plenty of irritating phrases that refuse to die.
Okay, thank you. Number 4, Cornell, can you read this one?
Yes, of course. It's not rocket science is another much hated example, but it hardly has the impact in an office environment these days that it might once have enjoyed, since it is heavily overused. Word experts believe this most patronizing of phrases meaning, "Drew, are you stupid?" came into the American business community's consciousness during the Cold War when rockets were first developed. The act of launching craft into space was considered so extraordinary that the science behind it was presumed to be extremely difficult, so anything else must be relatively easy. The big question is what phrase rocket scientists might choose to employ when they decide to patronize one of their respected colleagues.
Okay, very good. And your pronunciation was actually quite good as far as individual words. One thing I would suggest to do is start thinking about not word stress, but sentence stress. Okay, because
Okay.
now you've lowered. Because I'm thinking back 7 months ago when I first met you, and you were speaking so fast. Now your pace is good, and now I think you need to start working on the sentence stress. Like, for example, word experts believe this most patronizing of phrases meaning "duh, are you stupid?" came
Yeah.
into the American business community's consciousness during the Cold War when rockets were first developed. So just going ahead and kind of, especially when it's in quotes like this, you would definitely overemphasize that. "Duh, are you stupid?" So I think you're at the place where you can start really looking at that, and also your sentences with question marks. One of their respected colleagues, they decided to patronize. What did they choose to say when they decided to patronize one of their respected colleagues? Very good. All right, Nada, could you read number 5? Nada, can you speak?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, number 5. Can you read it? Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. Since you're on your cell phone, so.
Elsewhere, it's strange how the greatest of tribes, the accountants, the management consultants, the auditor, senior executives, and team.
Okay, now I need to move. Okay, one moment.
And team leaders have managed to coin usages that, although now overused and abused, were once colorful, fresh, and filled with meaning. Once upon a time, let's touch base must have been a relatively charming way of getting a business contact, if I can use the expression, to keep in touch When someone got up in PowerPoint presentation and said, for the first time in human history, that they wanted their company or department to push the needle, meaning take things to the next level, it must have stimulated corporate minds. Swallow the frog is a more recent innovation which has not yet become boring and nicely express the idea of getting the
Right here.
Which has not yet which has not yet become boring and nicely express the idea of getting the nastiest task of the day out of the way first. But soon, as with all its procedures, it will quickly become tedious and uninspiring.
Okay, uninspiring.
Uninspiring.
Okay, and then we have predecessors. With all its predecessors. And predecessors, what that means are anything that comes before. So anything or any person is a predecessor. Okay, and then one of the things when you're reading Nada that you need to watch out for is when you have you have an es. For example, up here on the top, it would be usages. So this e is not silent. Okay, so you would say as usages. Okay, so pronouncing that s and stressing that end is very important. There was a couple more as well. All right, very good though. Okay, Vienna, could you read number 6?
Okay. For why bother with expressions such as should the puppy, meaning make a people decision. Partly it's a matter of repetition. The more memorable and lively the word people chart, the more ammunition they eventually receive. Partly it's a matter of fixing the
Okay, this is uninitiated.
Okay, uninitiated. And keeping them out. Mostly, though, is probably because there really isn't much that is genuinely new for people in business to get excited out.
Okay, thank you very much. And just to let you know, there is some noise coming from your computer or something, or a fan or something that we're hearing as well. So it was hard to understand you a little bit, but I think that the biggest word was the uninitiated. Uninitiated. Okay. Uninitiated. Okay. All right. Thank you. And number 7. Yeah, I see the fan now. So there was a fan in your room. So yeah. Ira, could you read number 7?
Hi, sorry.
Hi, no worries.
Despite the proliferation of laptops and BlackBerries and Excel spreadsheets, working in an office is as sedentary and limiting as it ever was. Some people love to rebrand old, tired ideas in different ways, often to justify their own existence.
Very good. And Anna Christina, can you read number 8?
Okay. The absurdities of office life, including its strange language, have been joked about many times over the years, but sometimes, as this example demonstrates, the word of bespeak really is used beyond parody.
Okay, so there's a couple words here that we can work on. One of them is actually quite difficult for a lot of people, and this is world. Okay, and with this word, you have the especially this is really hard for people who are from Asia, and they have the R and the L together. But what happens with this word is you are the R and the L sound together. You're kind of moving your tongue around your mouth. World, world, and it's something that people actually need to practice. About world, okay?
World.
Yeah. It's world, okay? Because what happens is a lot of people will miss the L, and they'll just say word. This, the word of BizSpeak is really just beyond parody. And the problem with that is we already have this. So we already have word, okay? So, and because of that, we need to actually pronounce that L. So it's a world, okay? World. And when you think about the tongue, it just goes around your mouth. World. It doesn't touch your teeth until the very end when you get to the D. World. So it's right in the middle. So, all right. Are there any words or phrases in this article that you guys do not know and need clarification with?
I have an unknown at paragraph 8.
Paragraph 8. One moment.
Yeah.
Let's get down there. Okay.
In the first line, what does absurdity mean?
Okay, that comes from the word absurd, and which can be used. You can actually say something. If something is absurd, it is stupid. So you could say the stupidity of our office life includes its strange language. Including its strange language, have been joked about many times. So what this does is it just basically you change the form of the word to make it more of an adjective. The stupidity or the absurdity of office life.
Or inability.
Inability. No, because this is more like. Can you believe he just said that type of thing? Can you believe that he just said that? It's more like that. Did I really hear that? That kind of stupidity or absurdity is really what it is. So,
okay,
thank you for your question. Any other words? And Jorgen is doing a good job at putting some definitions as well in the Google chat, so if you guys have a chance to look at that. So, any other words? Okay, so let's go through this together because I think there might be some words but we read it so quickly. We've got cliche. Let's see. Thinking outside the box without preconceptions. Does everybody know what preconceptions are? So preconceptions are when you think ahead of time, when you're expecting something to be a certain way, and it is not that way. So, okay. And let's see, his favorite bit of business jargon. We know what that is. Yes.
Teacher?
Okay. Tiresome. Tiresome is boring and annoying. Oh, and that's basically what cliches are. Cliches are really tiresome. How many times do you hear thinking outside the box? Oh man, thinking outside. Oh, when I was first started working, this word got very tiresome for me. Synergy, which is basically, is everybody united? Basically united, united and energetic. But it was a cliche in the organization I worked for. We got tired of it. Energetic. Okay.
Interesting. I think that some phrases tend to be boring, while others that is also used very frequently are not considered boring.
It's true. I agree with you there. There are some people, but I think after a while, if you hear it enough times in the organization, you're like, oh man, are they can they come up with a different way to say that? So, yeah, I totally agree with you. I like the explanation of it's not rocket science. And this is really a way, this is actually said not just in corporations, but a child, a teenager or a kid might say it to another kid. Oh, it's not rocket science, it's really easy, maybe when they're talking about school or something like that. So, patronizing. Does everybody know what the word to patronize means? Any idea?
I think it means something that you to ridicule you or put you down or
Mm-hmm.
in a bad light.
Yes, it's basically it's talk to someone in a way to make them feel stupid.
It's like talk down to people.
Yep, it's talk down to. Yeah, but I didn't want to use a phrasal verb.
Support.
Support.
Yeah, patronize. To patronize, support someone with money or something like that.
Does it come from the word patron? Patron?
Not that way. I don't know. Let's check, because the only way I know of patronize is if somebody is using it as a mean to talk down to a person. But let's check patronize. Just the definition as far as it could, if there's a different definition.
The history word is from 1580, to act as a patron to watch, from patron plus ice, or from Old French patronizer, meaning treat in a
patronize
way. So it is from the word patron plus ice. The word patron means a person who is a customer, client, or paying guest. A person who supports with money, a person who's patron saint. It's an older word, patron, but it's
true.
I think it believes it is a client, someone who it's the opposite of a father, I believe, isn't it so?
I mean, this is, I think, the more common definition is treat with an apparent kindness that betrays a feeling of superiority. Where she's a good-hearted girl, he said in a patronizing voice.
Yes.
Synonyms were to treat like, this is a good one, treat like a child. Treat with disdain or treat badly, talk down to, put down. Now this one, to frequent, it is used a little bit, but I think it's used, for example, the noun patron is used more than patronize as a verb in this meaning anymore in in modern English. But this is definitely a meaning, they patronize the store and so forth. But yeah, it's not as common. But as far as you also have patrons of athletes and so forth. But I don't think we actually will use that for somebody who is supporting the athlete. As far as giving money and so forth. So, all right, any other words? Let's see if we go through it slowly. Okay, we got to coin. Let's touch base. To keep in touch, we got that. Push the needle, swallow the frog. Okay, we already talked about what predecessor means. The predecessor is anyone who went before you. So the predecessor in your job, the predecessor is the person that it went before you. So if something is tedious, it's boring, and then uninspiring is also boring or tiresome. Okay.
The word proliferation in paragraph 7 is used quite a lot.
Yeah, it is. It's difficult to pronounce it. I would never use it. I might use it. Say, for example, if I'm writing an academic paper, and I might use.
What word do you use instead of proliferation?
Okay. Despite the popularity of laptops and blacktops and Excel spreadsheets, working in an office is as sedentary and limiting as it ever was. So I would change it to popularity, even though proliferation doesn't actually mean that. But I think that's what they're trying to say is because popularity. When I use popularity in there, I'm meaning how fast it's grown, how fast the popularity of laptops and Blackberries and or smartphones have come.
So it's a matter of looking up synonyms and trying to find the best match instead of only have one word, even
Exactly.
though it might sound sophisticated. Perhaps not the most sophisticated word is the best to use.
Exactly. That's what I think. I don't like that. I don't think that word would be the best here. So absolutely. So using when you're writing, if you do some academic writing, it's really best to use a thesaurus. And you can find a lot of them on. I'm not even sure I spelled that right. No, I didn't. I've gotten so lazy.
Simply a synonym book with
Yeah.
synonyms. Yes.
Yeah, it is definitely just synonyms. So, and bear with me. So.
There's also a thesaurus on the web. I can just post a link.
Yeah, absolutely. But I did spell that wrong, but it's not letting me change it. so thesaurus with a U.S. Okay, U.S. Okay. All right. Let's go on then. Let's look at. Okay. First, let's look up here. There's the push the needle is actually to take things to the next level. So this is the one. We've got F here, and then shoot the puppy is to make a brutal decision. These two, shoot the puppy is British English, and swallow the frog is British English. The other cliches are American and British English. All right, so let's check the understanding. So, Vienna, could you read the number 1?
The writers generally approve of office jargon.
And jargon. And what do you think? Does he approve of office jargon or disapprove?
Okay, wait. I don't know what is jargon.
Okay, let's look at the meaning of jargon again, because you were working on your microphone when we went over that. Okay, so jargon is technical or special words and phrases used by particular groups of people, especially in the work. And he says usually disapproving, and I think that's wrong. You don't say that it's usually disapproving.
Yes. Okay.
So what is your guess?
The writer generally approves of office jargon.
Jargon.
Mm-hmm. And the text say they usually not approve.
Yeah. So it's false because the text says that he didn't approve of it. Yeah. Okay. Number 2, Cornell. Could you read that one?
Yeah, the writer believes that office catchphrases have always been boring and meaningless.
Okay. And what is the answer here?
True.
It's actually false, is what the article. Yeah. Now, Jorgen, I mentioned that it isn't always the case, and I don't necessarily believe that either. That there are some office catchphrases that can actually be inspiring, as long as it's not overused. And I think was the point of the author as well. Jorgen, can you read number 3?
Yes. All the office catchphrases mentioned in the article have been overused, according to the writer. I think not.
Yeah. What were the 2 phrases that he said that were not overused?
But there was some very rare ones.
Mm-hmm.
Some I haven't heard before.
Mm-hmm.
I think they were push the needle. I think that is one of the newer ones. That still have a career ahead of it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And some are old and absolutely boring.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was another one, I believe. I don't know, shoot the puppy, if that was a new one.
That is shoot the puppy, and then the other one at the bottom was the other one that was British English. I can't even remember it now. Swallow the frog.
Swallow the frog.
Yeah. So swallow the frog is when, if you say I'm going to swallow the frog, you're going to do the boring things first on your list of things to do. And push the needle means that you'll just try to move things one step higher. And shoot the puppy is when you make a brutal decision. So maybe you decide to lay off half the workforce, so you've shot the puppy. So that's what that means. All right. So number 4, Anna Christina, can you read that one?
Office jargon is used to impress and confuse.
Okay.
False.
Actually, according to the article, it's true. I disagree with 25, 30 years of experience working in offices. No, it's not used to impress or confuse, in my opinion. But according to the author, it is true. Okay, and I wish we had more time to discuss that one. So, number 5, IRS.
Yeah, the writer believes that technology has made office life more exciting.
So,
I disagree. Yes, false. The author.
That's false.
False, yes.
Yeah. Okay, and remember, it's office life. Office life.
Office life.
Yeah, because what you said was that you said technology, right, which is good. That's a very common mistake. So you said the writer believes that technology has made office life. Said office life more exciting. So you actually didn't enunciate office, is what you did. But your pronunciation is quite easy to understand. So, so are you in Brazil right now?
No, I'm living in Australia.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, I've been here for 1 year.
Okay, because it's very late in Brazil, so.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right, well, everyone, those of you guys in North America, sleep well when you get there. So, or not North America, in the Americas, so in Central and South America. And those of you in Europe, have a pleasant day.
Yes.
And those of you in Australia, have a great evening. So, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye bye. Have a nice dream, Holly.